Hey everybody, welcome to today's video. So today I have a brand new set of struts. These are actually OEM Motorcraft struts for my 2008 Escape. Previously you saw me do some rear suspension work on it, but the front needs a lot of work and this is the first part of that. But there's one major problem, and that is that new struts apparently come with only black springs. So before I can install these on the car, I need to take a spring compressor here and get these springs off the struts and get them painted red like they should be. Put them back together, and then we can put them on the car. So stay tuned and let's get these struts ready to mount on the car. Well, now that I have these struts apart, I want to show you real quickly in general how a strut works. And it's easier to see when you have all the components separately instead of the whole thing assembled. Usually, when a strut's on a car, I guess always when a strut's on a car, you would see this stack of parts, and then that sits on top of this spring seat here, and this nut goes on top of the strut here to hold it all together. Now on the strut there's this baffle that's really just to keep dirt and stuff out. Then underneath that there's like a bump stop, and here's another one I have apart. You can see that this bump stop, it's almost like a rubbery material, and all that really does is when you hit a really big bump, the top of the strut will bottom out on this and compress that instead of bottoming out internally and ruining the valving inside the strut. So you've got the strut. Sometimes this wears out where the valving internally wears out and it just flops up and down. These should be pretty difficult to compress, but then they're either going to stay compressed until you pull them back up, or sometimes you compress it and its own pressure will push it back up. Now, a lot of times what wears out, and this is what I think the problem is on my Escape, is not the strut valving wearing out, but on top of the strut. So we've got this nut that holds it all together. We've got this upper strut mount here. And this is really just a solid piece of metal. This bolts on top of the body to hold it in place. Then between this spring seat here that just sits on top of the spring, there's a little piece of rubber there. So between that spring seat and this upper mount, there's a little tiny bearing. And you can see here, I drew some lines on it, so you can see that does indeed actually turn. And it should turn nice and smooth. It fits together tightly, but the little bearings inside of this will wear out or become damaged. And then this collapses, and when you're turning, you'll hear it grinding or popping, and that's because there's too much resistance to turn this upper spring mount against this spring seat. Those two are rotating on each other when you turn the steering wheel. As you do that, whoa! See if I can break it before I even install it, but they do that with this little bearing here. So what I'm going to do at this point, now that I have these apart, is of course paint these springs red, put them all back together, and then they'll be ready to go on the car. Okay, so I got my springs painted here, and of course race red because that's the fastest color, and overall it just performs the best. So got them both painted red, top, bottom, all around. Usually what I do is I'll scuff them up, get the paint scratched, the original paint scratched, so it'll take the primer well. So I put a coat of primer on these, flip them over, put primer on the other side to get them evenly coated. Then I'll spray a couple, 2, 3 coats of red on both sides of them. So they're covered pretty well. So now that I've got the springs painted, I am ready to reassemble the struts. So let's get those back together. Okay, so I got the car about as far apart now as it's going to get. Turn the camera around here. So I got everything apart. I started with just taking the strut out. Usually that would sit up here. Now it's on the ground over here. And I got the strut out, and at first I was thinking, you know what, I'll just replace the struts on here. But then as I got it apart, I found out that the ball joint, here's the lower control arm, this ball joint here is a little bit loose. See if you can hear it. So you can hear that one a little bit. Here's the other side. This is from the passenger side here. This one's even worse. So it doesn't sound loud there, but when you're driving down the road and you got the weight of the car on here, and it's you're going over bumps, when it has all the weight of the car moving, that's when you really hear a clunk. So it's like, okay, well, I need some ball joints. But then when I looked at the price of ball joints, I could actually get a whole control arm for like $20 more than just a ball joint. It was like 40 bucks for a ball joint or 60 bucks for the control arm. And the control arm comes with new bushings to the frame too. So I decided to do that. So at this point here, the only thing I need to take off yet is the sway bar link. And these really aren't in that bad a shape. It's a little bit loose on this side, but since it's all apart, those are pretty cheap, so I'm going to take that off, replace it. Let's see, the steering knuckle I've got hanging here just by a piece of wire, so I didn't need to take the wheel speed sensor off. The caliper, the brake caliper is hanging by a piece of wire. So let's see, I got to take that sway bar link off, replace that. Pop the control arm in here on the frame. There's where one bolt is, and the other side goes over here, so that goes in real quick, and slap this together. Oh, and the other thing I'm doing is this brake line. I found last time I had this apart and I tried to bleed the brakes that this caliper wasn't bleeding very well. And I'm pretty sure it's because it has a bad brake line. So I've got a new brake line to put on there and I'll bleed the brakes. Then this should be good to go. Since I have all the tools ready and just had this apart, I think I can slam it back together and get the brakes bled and get this thing back on the street. So let's get to it. Well, I got the Escape back together and I got the new brake line on it, bled the brakes, took it for a drive, and it is so much better now. For only having maybe about $400 into parts on the front suspension and another maybe $100 on the rear, so I would say about $500 total on parts for the suspension. This thing rides so good now. Nice and smooth, doesn't make any noises when you hit bumps or turn or anything. Needs an alignment. Since it's sitting a little bit higher with the new springs, that kind of, played with the camber and the toe a little bit. So I'll have to take it and get in alignment the next few days here. But otherwise, it's in good shape. And for being a extra vehicle that doesn't get driven a whole lot, putting that little bit of money and effort into this will probably get us a few more years out of this, and a few more enjoyable years instead of hearing things clunk and being a little bit nervous about something coming apart. So it's a really good investment. So anyhow, thank everybody for watching. Please like the video, leave me a comment. Don't forget to subscribe either, and I will see you next time.